Welcome, everybody, to the Coffee Breath podcast. I am your host. My name is Taylor. I'm sorry, I'm just cracking up that I'm saying this aloud right now. That the title, the name of my podcast is Coffee Breath. And you're probably wondering, yo, Tay, like, why such a nasty name? And I don't know. I was sipping on some coffee. I was trying to come up with things. I was, we've all experienced it. I mean, unless you are strictly a tea lover, which is, that's cool. No hate, no shade, because I love tea. Bitches love tea. It's good for you. It's like medicine. Coffee, on the other hand, I've heard, it gives you, caffeine's good for you. And then I hear it's not good for you. Everything in moderation, I guess, Tay, bring it back around, girl. But everyone, for the most part, has experienced coffee breath. Whether it's in your own mouth, which I've noticed lately, my wearing a mask around for quarantine, for COVID, yeah, my breath has been not really where I want it to be. But then I've also, which a lot of us have experienced, on the other hand, is somebody else with coffee breath, especially in like a close space. It's not that great. Sorry, I got an eye bug. I don't really have makeup on. I got eyebrows on. I got eyelashes. Like, I got some mascara on. I got some moisturizer on. And I thought, oh, why don't you doll up a little bit? Put some effort into yourself. And then I was like, how about I just accept myself for who I am, and I don't want to put makeup on. I want my skin to get better. It's gotten so much better during quarantine. Has anyone else experienced that? Yeah, that's, besides people dying and losing loved ones and the whole fucking pandemic part of it, which is terrible, of course. But I mean, like, if I'm trying to go like a silver linings kind of a vibe here, I mean, not having to wear makeup to work every day or just like out in general, my skin has been flourishing. But then I've also been eating out a lot to be like, I support local restaurants and businesses, and like, I'm helping the economy, which, to an extent, yeah. But also been gaining a little bit of weight. And I always gain it in my cheeks and in my face. And then I get, bad breakouts. Wrap it around, girl. Bring it back. You're probably like, Taylor, why am I listening to this? Or why am I watching this on YouTube? Maybe you're like me and you're kind of lonely. And I don't mean that in a totally sad way. But, yeah, I've been kind of lonely. We've all been social distancing for the most part, and there's some people that are not, and do what you're gonna do, but, like, take the fucking precautions. Wear a goddamn mask. Everyone, wear a mask. We do it for each other. It's not just a selfish thing, and nobody's fucking taking away your rights. And yeah, it's a little uncomfortable to breathe, but you know what else is uncomfortable? Dying of COVID. So... Sorry, I don't mean to get so heated, but at the same time, I'm a very opinionated person. Hence, I have a solo podcast right now. But yeah, we've been in quarantine, and people are lonely, and I kind of feel like within the pandemic, the viral pandemic going on, and with, the Black Lives Matter movement right now, and you're seeing people's true colors start to come out. It just, the world is feeling like, as much as we're coming together on certain aspects, it's just feeling like, oh, fuck. I feel like I'm on an island. So maybe you're feeling that way, and then like we could be friends, and we're just like chilling, we're just super cozy. I'm in some sweats. You just imagine that you're here. We're having some coffee, some tea, some wine, some water, because you want to stay hydrated. Maybe you're sparking up a joint or something. You know, live your best life. Do what you gotta do as long as you're not harming anybody. But yeah, I'm a very opinionated person, and I have a lot to say. Again, my name is Taylor. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Illinois, born and raised. And I'm dyslexic, so when I have to spell Illinois, I have to make sure that I go is at the end, so that way I know that it's OIS, because I'll fucking flip that a lot. So, you know, that's like a little sneak peek into what it's like being me. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a Pilates instructor as well. I'm a big plant mom. I've got a cat. Her name is Luna, but I also call her Bean, and amongst all the other things that I call her. Yeah. And here I am. And this is my first episode of my solo podcast. And I hope that you're enjoying it so far. I'm a little jittery, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, coffee. But also I'm just like a little nervous, you know? But it's good to be nervous about things. Like, obviously know what to be, like, I don't want to say like fearful, but know when it's like, okay, well, that's dangerous and I'm not going to put myself in danger's way. But, you know, like when you get like nervous, excited about something, especially starting a project that, you know, you feel passionate about, or like you're, you know, it's like that good excitement. And I think that sometimes that can scare us away from pursuing whatever it is that we want to do, our dreams, our goals. And I've been doing that for the last 31 years. You know, I'm just really starting to find myself, really starting to find my voice. You know, sometimes they can come off a little bitchy, a little extreme, but that's okay, because I was so fucking silent for so long. And like just a fucking doormat, like a wet blanket. And I don't understand that phrase or that meme. Like, I don't get that, but it's a phrase. So I was kind of like at one end of the spectrum, you know, like fucking silent. Let people use and abuse me. And then I got out of that, and then I went to the other end. And now it's like, I'm fucking like, I don't fucking like that. Don't do that. What are you doing? What's over there? Like, I'm a little too opinionated, a little too vocal maybe. So I'm learning how to balance that out. And the only way to do that is to keep it up, you know? Everything is a practice. That's all fucking life is. It's just a fucking practice. We're always just learning lessons. Well, hopefully learning and growing from them, or else the lessons just keep fucking coming, and they keep going, and they keep going, and you know, you gotta break that fucking cycle. And that's something that we'll get into in like the second half of this episode. If you've heard of the 4 agreements before, we'll be talking about that. We will. Even though it feels like I'm, you know, talking to a camera, I'm talking to a microphone. I'm kind of talking to myself right now. But I hope that if there is somebody on the other end of this and you're enjoying it, or you get something out of this, that's all that fucking matters. Where is that thought going, Taylor? Maybe that's the marijuana. I don't... Whoa. Yeah. But, so... I wanted to get into my story of going to a local protest. If that's gonna offend you, this is definitely not the podcast for you then. I'm definitely not your girl. If that's what you're, like, if you're against, if you're on the opposite end of that, on the other end of the line, I don't know what to say. You know, love to everybody. But this is my life, and I'm sharing my life, and whoever wants to listen, yo, you listen. So we had a local protest that was beautifully put together by a recent high school graduate. She was so courageous, so brave for doing that. Her and her mom were thinking about going to the Chicago protests, but fucking tear gas is happening, or was happening. I don't know if still is. But so they wanted to do something more local. to get like to the, you know, to the small community. And so I found it on Facebook and I signed up, and I was a little hesitant at first because I'm a person that I want everyone to like me. And if there were, you know, counter protesters, I was like, oh no, I can't. Oh, that's too scary. Because I suffer from anxiety. I suffer from anxiety and depression, which it's been a lot of fun. But that was just something that I really had to get over, was the anxiety about it. Because the lovely woman who put this together, her and her mom went to like the city council, or like even the mayor of the town. They talked to the local police, and you know, everyone said it was cool. Everyone was on the same page. Everyone knew that it was going to be peaceful, because that's, you know, protests are they're supposed to be peaceful. So then it came to the point, so then I felt better about that, right? Then it came to the point where I didn't have anybody to go with me. And that's okay. But I'm the bitch that's like, hey, can you go grocery shopping with me? Because I'm nervous. I'm 31 years old. But also, mental illness is a real thing, and, you know, when you're suffering from it, you just accept what is, and you do the best that you can. And this is my personal experience. I'm not saying anybody else who, you know, who's going through shit has to do what I do, or say what I say, or anything like that. I'm not trying to stand up on a pedestal, nothing like that. But, you know, again, this is just my personal experience that I want to share. So I don't know, I just felt, for the first time, I felt so much like life within me. Like, if you know depression, then you know that that's like, you are always feeling pretty empty and lifeless. And it's like, life is like, I don't have a purpose. But then for the first time, I was like, no, I feel like I can help, like I can do something. So I felt, I'm not trying to like virtue signal, like, oh my God, I had so much fucking courage. But like, I don't know, again, I just had this feeling, and just like, I felt for the first time like, you know? So I said that I was going. I tried to recruit people, couldn't get anybody. And you know what? Everyone's on their own slow walk together. Some of us need to like fucking speed it up a little bit. But yeah, so I ended up going. Then it turns into, I can't find a fucking parking spot. So it's supposed to be in this like the common area of like, I don't know, it's called like the New Lenox Commons. So there's like a park and like a hill that everyone goes to, and then we're gonna like march around. But then I couldn't find parking, and there were cops everywhere. And like that didn't scare me, but I was just like, they had like blockages, you know, so then you couldn't get in. So you could only get in through a certain way, but then everyone was turning around. So then I'm like driving back and forth, trying to find a fucking parking spot. And I'm not even there yet, and I get caught, and I'm stopped at a fucking stoplight. And I've got my sign, my Black Lives Matter sign, like down where, like, you know, my passenger's feet would be, and I get called a bitch through the window. I'm like, oh, this so hurt me. Oh my God, I'm such a fucking bitch for standing up for fucking human lives. But anyways, so yeah, so that was the start of it. Again, I wasn't even there. But then all of a sudden, like, I stopped, I got gas, and I was like, just fucking ground yourself, girl. And then for some reason, then I was able to like get back out. I found a way in. I found a fucking like super close parking spot, it was almost like, oh, you know, like, here you go. This is all for you. So that way you don't have to like walk. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just fucking blabbering. And then it was beautiful. We listened to beautiful speeches. We sat in silence for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. We marched 8 laps around the commons, and there were a few counter-protesters, which they are allowed to share their opinion. Freedom of speech, right? But you know, it's just like, it's the wrong kind of speech. It's the wrong kind of speech. But yeah, that was my experience. So then, you know, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm sharing a bunch of shit, I'm trying to do the work. And I feel like I'm coming off like bitchy to some people, and I don't mean to do that. So like when I was journaling the other day, what came to me after my meditation was, how can I keep spreading this awareness, this message, and amplifying these voices, and, you know, sharing, again, spreading the awareness without pushing people away? Like, how can I come at this with an open heart for those expressing, you know, indifference, and how can I have more compassion in doing so? So when I figure it out, I'll let you know. I will let you know. But with that's going to bring us into our next segment. So we're just going to take a quick break right now. And then we're going to come back. So I will see you in just a moment. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. So again, with my question to myself, how can I come at this with more compassion and a little bit more like a cool, calm collectedness to it? Because I feel like I just get so like enraged, and then I just want to be like, I fucking hate you, you know, when obviously that's not an appropriate reaction. But it's like, I fucking hate how you're racist, you know, like maybe that. But again, how can I do this with more loving kindness, compassion, but also like do no harm, take no shit, you know? I don't know why I'm like, all right, Taylor, let's get into it. So the 4 Agreements. This is a book that I swore that I had. Probably at one moment, I don't know, it got like lost in translation of moving or whatever, or maybe it's just like packed away in a box that has been sitting in my closet for the last 3 years, but you know, we're not gonna get into that right now. But the 4 Agreements, this is a practical guide to personal freedom. The whole title, The 4 Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom, is a self-help book by best-selling author Don Miguel Ruiz. Ruiz? Am I saying that right? Why does that sound wrong? With Janet Mills. The book offers a code of conduct based on ancient Toltec wisdom. Sorry, just bear with me. Ancient Toltec wisdom that advocates freedom from self-limiting beliefs that may cause suffering and limitation in a person's life. I can definitely relate to that. The 4 Agreements shows us that there is a different way. By breaking free from the societal structures and expectations, we can make new agreements for ourselves, which I feel like is very topical in this climate right now. So, you know, listen up. I'm sorry. I'm getting fucking jazzed. I'm getting jazzed. I don't know. I'm just excited. Okay. The 4 Agreements. The first agreement: be impeccable with your word. So, speak with integrity. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. And use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. Number 2. Don't take anything personally. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the options and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Number 3. Don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you really want. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid any misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. With just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life. Number 4, always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. You know, we're all fucking human. It'll be different when you're healthy as opposed to when you're sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. So again, be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. What is it? Don't assume because it makes an ass out of you and me. You know, always do your best. And you know, like I've read so many self-help books, which like normally it's like, oh yeah, no, oh that makes sense. And it's such basic things like, you know, be kind to yourself, eat healthy, clean food. You know, your brain is attached to your gut, so like eat clean. You know, indulge maybe every once in a while. And I got like be good to others. Be good to yourself. And not taking things personally is a very hard thing to do. Oh my God. If a stranger walking by even like glances in my direction, I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? What did I do? They know my deepest, darkest secrets. Or I'm like, do I have mustard on my face? And it's like, bitch, you didn't even fucking eat mustard today. Like, what is going on with your thoughts? So when shit like that happens, I have to fucking pause. Like, if I have to, I will lock myself in a bathroom or in my room or like in my car. And I have to, like, close my eyes. Sometimes I have to give myself a hug because it just makes me feel like, you know, that, like, baby coddled kind of feeling. And I just have to, like, breathe. Like, at least 3 deep breaths, like, minimum required. So I'm going to be sitting with those 4 agreements. I'm going to be doing, especially the 4th, I'm going to be doing my best to apply myself to those 4 agreements. Especially, like, not gossiping. Fuck, that's hard. There's not a lot of drama in my life, though. Like, I don't have friends that are really into drama. Which is I'm so grateful for. But, I mean, the most that I get my drama from is, like, shit that's out in the world. Like, on, that you see on Twitter or, like, the news or fucking shit like that. Which, like, if you are watching the news, oh my God, turn it off. Turn it off. Like, anyways, that's for another day. That is for another day. Wow. Well, I hope that you have been enjoying this. You know, don't worry. It's gonna get a little smoother as time goes by. You know, like, give it to, like, episode 5. I'm sure that you'll be like, oh, I fucking love this bitch. But, you know, it might be a little shaky until then. But how I want to be closing off these podcasts is with just pulling a random tarot card. So I love tarot. I feel like it's a huge part of, like, my life and, like, my ancestralhood and like my ancestry. There it is, Taylor. That's the word that's the one that you're looking for. My great grandmother. Ooh. Obviously, I'm not so smooth with it yet. But my great grandmother used to read tarot, and she would read tarot. Well, she would just read cards, like, you know, a regular playing deck, like Jack, King, Queen, Ace, all that. I've never met her. I was never fortunate enough to meet her, but I don't know how she did it, but she did, and she was right with a lot of shit about my grandma, especially meeting my grandpa. So, you know, she knew secrets. She saw shit, dude. And I like to think of, you know, myself as like a witch, like a very amateur, like a poor amateur witch. But I'm trying. You know, we've been told that that's been like weird or a part of like the devil or some shit, which y'all need to get off of that bullcrap. So if you're like, Taylor, what is tarot? I mean, I don't, or how do you do tarot? That's a better question. I shuffle these cards. They say, you know, it like puts your energy into them. I like to ask a question. Sometimes, you know, it might be something specific. Sometimes it's just like, what do I need to see today? What do I need to be shown? So I think like that, let's go with that question, because then it could, maybe this resonates with you, and then it won't be like so specific to my needs and my wants. So this is for us. One more. Oop, didn't really get that. Okay, one more. And we'll just pull one card, you know, I'm not going to do like a past, present, future one. All right, now I'm going to cut the deck into 3. In any fashion, just put them back together. I'm just going to pull the first card. Oh, okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. Pentacles are, I want to say, what are Pentacles again? I rarely get Pentacles. Oh, this is great for audio. Shit. Okay, so no. Alright, so Pentacles are like worldly possessions. They often speak to issues involving home, money, or career. They reflect upon generosity and greed. They're ruled by the earth element, so very grounding. Oh, what am I putting that down for? Okay, so 8 of Pentacles. We have craftsmanship and skill. The spider is a true master of her craft. She weaves against all odds with skill, intricacy, and confidence. The 8 of Pentacles requires a similar approach. Hone your skills. You are close to finding mastery at your craft, so strive for it. Pay attention to all the details. In some cases, this card means you need to find a new hobby, something you truly enjoy. Start a project, become good at it. Well, if that doesn't fucking scream at you, what am I doing right now? And hopefully that means something for you too. Like if there's something that a project that you've been putting off, or something that you've been procrastinating with that, you want to get into, fucking do it. Because my God, I'm telling you, it's been too many years of me just not doing what I want to fucking do, you know? So don't let yourself don't be me. Follow your dreams, fucking pursue it. Don't give up. Because you do not want to be on your deathbed being like, fuck, I didn't truly live my life. So, food for thought, you know? So again, I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that I see you next time, bring over whatever coffee that you want. Try a new creamer or something. If you're wondering what tarot deck that I use the Wild Unknown. I really like them by Kim Kranz. So check it out. They're beautiful cards. And something that I just want to close off with is, keeping this movement and the momentum going is to listen, to amplify Black voices, to research true history and not the whitewashed. So unlearning, relearning, protest if you feel comfortable doing so in a peaceful manner. Donate. That's something that you can do without leaving your house. And keep spreading love, Keep spreading that, because We all need to come together in order to fucking evolve. So let's stop being fucking stuck in the mud. Like, let's fucking do this already. Also, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. All right? Peace.